People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
These two teams saw each other not that long ago in a regular season boys basketball game, but now it means a little more. It's a rematch of last year's regional finals, playing for this year's regional crown. Welcome to our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, and presented in the postseason by Tim Slack Auction and Realty and H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. We're back at the Scott Schmitz Community Gym, home of the wrestling state champions earlier today, the Mineral Point Pointers, turning the page to basketball as the Pointers look to pick up their fourth straight regional championship in boys basketball as they take on the Lancaster Flying Arrows. From the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, this is Matthew Ganinin, and we are ready to go here from Mineral Point. Warm-ups just getting started here, and it's going to be an exciting one between these two teams. Lancaster finished in third in the SWC this year, a very, very challenging league for them. They play up, typically a Division IV school. Most of the teams in that league, Division III. They did play Mineral Point earlier this year. We'll talk on that one a little bit more in just a bit. On the other side, Mineral Point picked up a big, big win over Iowa Grant last night, 79-36. And the Pointers get Lancaster in their home gym for the second time in 2 months, in the second year in a row in this regional championship games. We'll preview what we've got coming up here for both teams and how both of them are looking as we get ready to get going in this regional championship game on the Raleigh Cheese Pregame Show. This is the Raleigh Cheese Pregame Show, presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. We'll talk Lancaster after this on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel here in Mineral Point High School as we get set to go in this regional championship between the Pointers and the Arrows. Let's preview Lancaster first here. The Arrows come into this one with a record of 18-9 on the season. As I mentioned, they finished 7-3 in SWC play. That's good for third. They do have some key wins on their schedule. They took down Darlington 67-65 earlier in this year. Lost a close one to Potosi throughout the season. Picked up some other big wins as well. Defeated Fenimore, who's turned out to be a very talented team, and later in the year, to get to this point, they defeated Boscobel 80-41 in the regional semifinal in Parkview, or quarterfinal that is, in Parkview 94-67 in the regional final or semifinals last night. So Lancaster, a younger team. We'll talk more about who they're starting when we get to our starting lineups, which we will momentarily. Just one senior in the starting lineup, a couple seniors in that rotation, so it's a pretty young team. Taking a look at things statistically, leading the way for Lancaster in terms of scoring is Zach Hermson. Hermson, the only player on this team taller than 6'2". He does stand at 6'4", averages 14.7 per game, closely followed up by Dane Kaufman at 14.5 and Taylor Williams at 12 points per game. On the boards tonight, Zach Hermson also pulls down 8 boards per game. And gets involved in the passing too. He leads Lancaster in all 3 magical statistical categories: scoring, rebounding, and passing. We'll take another break and talk Mineral Point after this. It's the high school boys basketball regional finals on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as we're getting set to go here in a regional final between Mineral Point and Lancaster. Now, let's take a look at Mineral Point. They're 24-1 this year. They finished 23-1 in the regular season, including a 13-1 record, good for their 3rd conference championship in 4 years. They are the back-to-back champions of the Southwest Wisconsin Activities League. They're led by Eli Lindsay, Drew Ashelman, and Jackson Wenhausen, and while those are their leaders, they didn't rely on them so heavily last night. Ashelman had a solid performance, and not necessarily that Lindsay and Wenhausen didn't, but other guys stepped up. Keaton Dempsey, Jacob Phillips, Tucker Dannenberg also scored more points than they average on the season in last night's game, and those starters mostly got pulled very early in the second half against Iowa Grant. we'll take a look at the game that these two teams played against each other earlier this year. Your final score was Mineral Point 79, Lancaster 50. In that game, Mineral Point only made 9 threes on 23 tries, good for around 40%, but a good scoring night for the Pointers. They were led by Jackson Wenhausen with 25, Lindsay had 15, and Ashelman had 14. Add 9 from Phillips, and that was most of the scoring. Eli Lindsay had 5 blocks, and that was one of the Arrow's biggest challenges, which is something we'll talk about in the starting lineups, is getting over Mineral Point's height. In the starting lineup, the Pointers feature a 6'5 guard, 6'4 guard, a 6'3 forward, also starting a 6'2 guard and a 6'4 center, with a 6-foot guard and a 6'6 center coming off the bench. So Lancaster's challenge is having to go over Mineral Point, which is something very challenging with how tall they are. On the other side for Lancaster, they were led by Kaufman and Schmidt in that game. They had 13 and 10, just 4 from Hermson and 6 from Taylor Williams. We'll get to our starting lineup, our injury report, and much more as we continue on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Mineral Point and Lancaster on the way here in the regional final in high school boys basketball. Let's get to our injury report. That's brought to you by Russell Law Offices. Have you been injured? Contact Russell Law Offices. They're experienced team of personal injury lawyers. We'll fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. And to make it easy for you, no injuries. Both of these teams healthy tonight. Coming into this one, always something that you want to see, especially this late in the season and now into the postseason. We'll take a look now at our colors of the game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Lancaster in their road blue, royal blue Nikes with yellow accents. Lancaster across the chest, numbers on yellow on the front and back. Mineral Point in their home whites, pointers across the chest, and the Nikes in baby blue with baby blue numbers on the front and back. Red out, or royal blue rather, outlines on those uniforms. We'll get now to our shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Mineral Point, as I mentioned, today took home their 27th Team State Championship in school history, taking down Wyowega Fremont 32-28 in the D3 Team State Wrestling Championship. Also today, the Cuba City Cubans took down Lacrosse Aquinas 47-43 in the sectional championship to advance to state. And in D5, it was Barneveld 60, Oliva Strum 39 to punch their ticket to the state tournament. So it's Barneveld and Cuba City headed to the Resch Center in girls hoops. And a busy slate on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations tonight in boys basketball. We've got this one here, Cuba City's at Darlington on Super Hits 106, River Valley's at Platteville on ESPN Radio and 1590 WPVLA and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. North Crawford's at Potosi on X107, One Extreme Hit Music and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And Highland is at Royal on a Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel exclusive. Now, first starting lineups presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. First, the starting lineup for the Flying Arrows of Lancaster. They are starting a 6'4 junior, number 1, Zach Hermson. A 6' junior, number 2, Brady Schmitz. A 5'11 junior, number 3, Dane Kaufman. A 6' senior, number 5, Michael Murphy. And a 6'1 junior, number 11, Taylor Williams. And for Mineral Point. The pointer starting a 6'4" senior guard, number 5, Jackson Wenhausen. A 6'5" senior guard, number 10, Eli Lindsay. A 6'3" junior forward, number 11, Drew Ashelman. A 6'2" senior guard, number 12, Tucker Dannenberg. And a 6'4" senior center, number 32, Jacob Phillips. Lancaster, coached by Brian Knapp. Mineral Point, coached by Dan Burrison. And we are going to take another break. The First Supply, first half in the regional championship. After this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. About to get underway here for Mineral Point High School in the First Supply. First half brought to you today by Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. Mount City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at a Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. And Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFbank.com. Member FDIC. The regional finals after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. There's the national anthem from Mineral Point High School as we get ready to get started in this regional final between Mineral Point and Lancaster. There's hardware on the line tonight. Also tonight, our broadcast, it's brought to you by Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. We're brought to you tonight by Rural Mutual agents John Raggett Denny Dahl with Raggett Dahl Insurance Group, tackling all of your farm, personal, business, and life insurance needs. Call them today at their office in Lancaster. Doolittle's in Lancaster. Like Doolittle's Pub and Eatery on Facebook for multiple daily specials. Friends, meet and eat at Doolittle's on the square in Lancaster. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical serving you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. Always on call, always the right call. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical serving Southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point congratulates the Mineral Point Pointer boys basketball team on a great season. For tune-ups, new tires, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point. Brian Steffens Construction is your local Wick building dealer in Mineral Point, serving all of Southwest Wisconsin since 1996. Put Wick Buildings your dreams in Brian Steffens Construction's expertise to work for you. Eggers Enterprise in Mineral Point, specializing in residential commercial landscaping. and hardscaping, now including lawn care and hydro seeding. They'll always exceed your expectations. Check them out on the web or Facebook and call Lane today. Farmers Implement Mineral Point has proudly been supporting Mineral Point Pooner basketball. At Farmers Implement Mineral Point, service has been a tradition for over 40 years. They have what you need to get the job done. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Ivy's Construction Incorporated is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Schneidels Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidels Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. And Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque when you are ready. We're through with introducing our starting lineups. Officials convene at the scores table, and it's go time in Mineral Point. Lindsay and Hermsen will meet for the tip. Regional championship on the line. Mineral Point's playing for 4 in a row. Lancaster's playing for revenge. We ready, the tip? Ball in the air, and we're underway here from Mineral Point High School. The Pointers win the tip, and they'll start on offense first. Mineral Point working to the right as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Jackson Wenhausen in the far corner. Goes to Lindsay up top. Now Dannenberg relocates to the near wing. Lindsay. Cross court to Ashelman. He'll fire the 3. That one no good. Back iron. Rebound hauled in by Schmitz. Back the other way. Murphy baseline kicks. Kaufman inside. Hermsen gets the 2. Lancaster leads here 2-0. 17:30 on the clock here, first half. Ashelman goes over to Lindsay. Lindsay from the free throw line, pull-up jumper, rattles home. Here's Brady Schmitz. Mineral Point in this 1-3-1. Lancaster turns the ball over there. Taylor Williams not ready for that one. Hermsen's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermsen's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermsen's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermsen's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Here's Ashelman. Kicks over to Lindsay up top. Now Dannenberg. Wenhausen fills his spot on the wing. Ashelman, now Lindsay. He'll fire a 3 ball, and it drops! Eli Lindsay with the triple. Now 5-2, Mineral Point. Minute 10 through this one. Murphy comes out to Schmitz, now Kaufman. We'll send it back to Schmitz. Pointers playing this 1-3-1 zone defense that they're becoming known for around the area. Kaufman kicks back to Schmitz. Now back to Kaufman. In the corner, Murphy fakes the 3 into the lane. Back to Hermsen in the far corner. Mineral Point side making some noise. Kaufman over to Schmitz. Murphy takes it inside, back out. Schmitz, 3 ball from up top. It falls! Brady Schmitz with the 3 ball, and the long possession turns in to 3 for the Arrows. Wenhausen tries a 3 the other way. That's good! 8-5, Mineral Point. 15:46 to go first half. Wenhausen steals it away in transition. Can't get the 2 to go, and a foul on Lindsay. Russell Law Office is here to assist you with your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Here comes Kaufman the other way. 15:30 on the clock, 8-5. Mineral Point has the lead. Schmitz ripped away. Lindsay, 1 to beat. No look pass it. Wenhausen gets 2 on the glass. 10-5, Mineral Point. Kaufman doubled, steps through. Hermsen gets 2 on the glass. 10-7, Mineral Point. 15 minutes on the clock here. First supply, first half. Lindsay up to the half court. Dannenberg in the far corner. Fills Lindsay's spot. Now Ashelman will go to Wenhausen. Man in his face goes back to Ashelman. Ashelman tries to work it inside, back to Dannenberg. Dannenberg, shot fake, kicks to Ashelman. Ashelman won't use the screen there. Lindsay up top to Dannenberg. He'll try the corner 3. That one off the mark. Rebounded by Kaufman. Here comes Kaufman the other way. And this one stolen away. Ashelman can't lay it in. Another missed transition bucket for the Pointers. Back the other way. Hermsen tries the three, and it's no good. Rebound put back up and in by Kaufman. 10-9 Mineral Point. 14 minutes on the clock here in the first half, and already a better start. And this one for Lancaster than their first timeout. Dannenberg in the far corner. Inside, back to Ashelman. Lindsay works over to Wenhausen. Off of Lindsay's screen, kicks to Lindsay. Lindsay with a big height advantage over Murphy, drives. Baseline kicks, Ashelman, three from the wing. Got it! 13-9, Mineral Point. 13:30 to go in this first half. Hermsen in the far corner, doubled there. Tries to work it baseline, back up top to Kaufman. Defense recovers. Hermsen left alone again. He'll drive it in, and a foul on that one. It's going to go on Jake Phillips, and it's free throws on the way for Zach Hermsen. Great Regional Health Center's ortho team. Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Soko, PAC, provides exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. First free throw up and in for Hermsen. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right. For unexpected things or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster, and Ritchie's Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richies.inc.com. Second one up and good for Zach Hermsen. That'll make it 13-11 Pointers with 13-19 first supply first half. Ashelman walks it up for Mineral Point, now kicks to Lindsay. Ashelman gathers on the wing, off of the screen, into the post, no good. Rebound, held ball, Lancaster, possession. Mountain City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop it at Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at mountaincitybank.com and Community First Bank for unique communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFbank.com, member FDIC. Kaufman up for the arrows. 13-11, Mineral Point leads this one. Williams, Kaufman, deep three, no good. That one does not find the rim. Rebound to the Pointers. Dempsey in the corner, out of bounds. It'll be Lancaster ball. Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richies.inc.com. Here's Schmitz, over to Williams. Williams into the lane, and good on the glass. We're tied at 13. Ashelman is going to be fouled. It's a reach-in on Kaufman. Rural Mutual agents John Raggett and Deneen Dahl with Raggett & Dahl Insurance Group, tackling all your farm, personal, business, and life insurance needs. Call them today at their office in Lancaster. We've got a timeout by Mineral Point. We'll stay with you for this one. Doolittle's in Lancaster. Like Doolittle's Pub and Eatery on Facebook for multiple daily lunch specials. Friends, meet and eat at Doolittle's on the square in Lancaster. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical serving you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. Always on call, always the right call. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical serving Southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. Dan's Auto Center congratulates the Mineral Point boys basketball team on a great season. For tune-ups, new tires, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point. Farmers Implement Mineral Point, proudly supporting Mineral Point Pointer basketball. Farmers Implement Mineral Point, service been a tradition for over 40 years. We have what you need to get the job done. Here's Lindsay up top, 12-20 to go in the first supply first half, knotted up at 13. Ashelman fires the three, and it drops! Ashelman up to 6 on the night with that one, and it's 16-13 Mineral Point. Looks like Mineral Point switching into a man look defensively, and Williams loses it out of bounds. Pointer ball. Brian Steffes Construction, your local Wick building dealer, Mineral Point, serving all of Southwest Wisconsin since 1996. Put Wick buildings your dreams and Brian Steffes Construction's expertise to work for you. Lindsay takes it up for the Pointers. He'll go over to Wenhausen. Dempsey to Ashelman. Ashelman doubled but shakes that off. Lindsay, Wenhausen, pull up Jay on the baseline, got it. 18-13, Mineral Point. On the outside, Kaufman over to Murphy. Now, Schmitz tries the three. That one short. Rebound thrown into the hands of Ashelman. Now, Pointer's coming the other way. Wenhausen, catch and shoot three is good! And out of the timeout, it's an 8-0 run for Mineral Point. 21-13, 11-11 on the clock. Here's Kaufman, working to his right. Now back left, into the lane, stops, and blocked by Potterton. Wenhausen back the other way. His three is up. No good. Dempsey grabs a board, and the putback falls. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Mineral Point 23, Lancaster 13. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Creamy Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. You want to know how to make an adjustment? It's a 10-0 run for Mineral Point out of that timeout. Now Lancaster calls a timeout in response, and we're back to the action. 10:23 on the clock in the first supply, first half. Mineral Point leads 23-13. Lancaster has not looked to their bench yet tonight. Hermson drives, and we'll get a foul. That's going to be number 2 on Lindsay. Eggers Enterprise in Mineral Point, specializing in residential and commercial landscaping and hardscaping, now including lawn care and hydro seeding. They'll always exceed your expectations. Check them out on the web or Facebook and call Lane today. Hermson in here to Williams. Williams pull up Jay, short, boarded by Potterton. Ashelman the other way. Mineral Point bench calls out the play. Wenhausen grabs that one. Now Dempsey on the wing. Drives it inside and scoops it in with the right hand. 25-13 Mineral Point. That scoring run continues. Now 25-13. A 12-0 run. Timmerman tries a three on the outside. That one skips over the rim. No good. Dempsey takes a hard fall. Stolen away by Kaufman, and Potterton rejects it! Ivy's Construction Mineral Point. Ivy's Construction Incorporated is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction Mineral Point. Here's Williams on the outside. Back to Hermson. Hermson kicks to Murphy. His three up and short. Bossert flies in for the rebound. 9:15 to go, first supply, first half. Wenhausen shooting. Can't get that three to go. 25-13, Mineral Point still leads this one. Murphy left alone in the far corner. Cannot capitalize off the mark on the three. Ashelman up for Mineral Point, under 9 to play. In our first supply, first half. Wenhausen over to Ashelman. Off Wenhausen's screen. Drives, Bossert, he'll work it inside. Now Dempsey, he'll take it inside, and he's fouled. That's gonna go on Taylor Williams, his first, and there's free throws on the way for Keaton Dempsey. McNett Electric of Belmont can assist you with all your electrical needs. Chip and screw at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric, Belmont, Harris Furniture, and downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. Be sure to visit Harris Furniture and harrisfurniture.com. First one, good by Dempsey. One more on the way as Mack his end of the game for the Arrows. Clear Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin, is proud to support our community events. Clear Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Dempsey, good on both. 27-13 Mineral Point, a 14-0 scoring run. We'll get a pull-up jumper here. It's airmailed. Maybe some contact on the ball there. That was Hermsen. Now Mineral Point the other way. Bossert works to his right. Over to Ashelman. Ashelman with the right hand. Back to Bossert. Bossert into the lane. Feeds Potterton. Got it! And 1. That's going to be the first foul on Michael Murphy, 13th foul on the Arrows, and Potterton will go to the line to try and convert the three-point play. TriStar Palace of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call at TriStar Palace of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Potterton no good on the free throw. 29-13, Mineral Point, 8 minutes to go. First supply, first half. Hermsen up to Kaufman up top. Kaufman over to Timmerman. Now Mack on the inside, trying to go to work on Potterton. He'll back things out to Timmerman. Timmerman switches hands to his right, into the lane, out. Hermsen into the post, is fouled. And it'll be free throws on the way for Zach Hermsen. That is going to be a foul on Dempsey, rather. That's Dempsey's fourth team foul on Mineral Point. TC Networks at Platteville from IT consultation to security cameras, door access control, and more. Learn about how they can help you at tcnetworks.com. 2 shots on the way for Hermsen, no good on his first. First Supply at Platteville, your total commercial plumbing and heating wholesale outlet. When quality parts are needed, the experts rely on First Supply. In Platteville and Lancaster, Auto Body and Paint specializes in top quality collision repair, leaving your vehicle looking as good as new. Lancaster Auto Body, where they say we meet by accident. See LancasterAutoBodyLLC.com. Second one, no good by Hermsen. 0 for 2 on that trip to the line. Still 29-13, Mineral Point. Here's Lindsay back into the game. Stolen away by Murphy. Hermsen goes the other way, and it's blocked by Ashelman. Lindsay back the other way with the right hand near the free throw line. Dempsey will go back to Lindsay. His 3-ball from the wing up and short, but we'll get a foul on Phillips. This one's still going Lancaster's way. That's Jake Phillips' second foul. Guys Truck and Tractor for heavy-duty towing and recovery, reliable 24-hour roadside service and long-distance transports. Call on Guys Truck and Tractor in Kieler and at guystruck.com. And Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, and refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only Natural Wood Flooring Association certified installer, standard finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. That one poked into the Mineral Point bench by Dempsey. Glad to see Williams, Hermsen rather, glad to see him get back up. Looks like he fell kind of awkwardly on that ankle, and he'll come out. Hope that he's okay. Very key piece for Lancaster. He got 6 of 13 for them. Getting some attention from the athletic training staff on the sideline now, as I mentioned. Definitely hoping he's okay and can get back out here. Brady Mack gets the 2 on the inside, and that ends the Arrow scoring drought, 29-15. The lead here for Mineral Point. Ashelman, Lindsay up top. Now to Wenhausen. His 3 is in the air, and it's good. It's the third 3-ball for Jackson Wenhausen to make it 32-15. Mineral Point with 6.5 to play. Williams goes to Murphy. Murphy back to Williams. Murphy deep on that outside area. Williams kicks to Mack. Now Krubel near the free throw line. Leaves for Schmitz. Mack over to Williams. And we'll get a foul here on Mineral Point. That's going to go on Ashelman, his first. Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com and Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. Ashelman steals the inbound. This one going the other way. Ashelman over to Dannenberg on the far side wing. Ashelman up top. Mineral Point gets in their set. Potterton near the free throw line. Kicks to Lindsay. Quick turnaround shot. No good on the glass. It's going the other way. Rebounded by Schmitz. Krubel on the near side wing to Mack. Mack going to work inside, and he lays it in for two. 4 quick points for Brady Mack. And with 5.5 to play, it's 32-17 Mineral Point. Wenhausen over to Ashelman. Ashelman collects and gets 2 on the glass. Ashelman up to 8 on the night with that one to make it 34-17 Mineral Point. Here's Williams over to Mack. He'll drive it baseline. Kicks back to Krubel. Krubel pressured here by Dannenberg. And a foul going to come on Dannenberg. That is the 7th team foul on Mineral Point, so that'll send Krubel to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Mound City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at a Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. Krubel's first one good. He'll get one more. We're also brought to you tonight by Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. And good. Krubel gets both to go at the line to make it 34-19 Mineral Point. Lindsay up the floor for the Pointers. To his right, to Dempsey in the corner. He kicks back to Lindsay. Lindsay over to Wenhausen. Wenhausen immediately shoots it near the free throw line, and that one rattles out. Tip back out to Dempsey. Dempsey, floater, short. Dannenberg, put back, no, but a foul. That foul is going to go on Brody Krubel. Dannenberg's first, in and out, no good. Kaufman back in for Lancaster. One more on the way here for Dannenberg, and it drops. Eggers Enterprise in Mineral Point, specializing in residential and commercial landscaping and hardscaping now, including lawn care and hydro seeding. They'll always exceed your expectations. Check them out on the web or Facebook and call Lane today. 35-19, Mineral Point leads this one by 16 with 4.5 to go till our halftime break. And don't forget to catch the McNett Electric halftime report at the half. That 3-ball good by Taylor Williams. That makes it 35-22. Dempsey with the left hand, into the lane, kicks, Potterton out. Dempsey, he'll try a 3 here, and there it is. 38-22, Mineral Point. Get a shot here, too strong, no good. By Williams, back the other way, Ashelman over to Lindsay. Dempsey off of Lindsay's screen near the free throw line, kicks to Potterton, and he loses that one going the other way. Here's Schmitz up ahead. Kaufman, too strong, no good. Rebounded by Wenhausen. Wenhausen the other way for Dempsey. Back to Wenhausen. His 3-ball, too strong, no good. Rebound will be picked up as it rolls back out to Ashelman, and Lindsay. He capitalizes. His corner 3 is good. 41-22, Mineral Point's rolling. Schmitz leaves for Williams. Williams into the lane. We're going to get a foul call. And that's going to be the first on Potterton. 1-1 on the way for Taylor Williams. Farmers Implement Mineral Point proudly supports Mineral Point Pointer basketball. At Farmers Implement Mineral Point, service has been a tradition for over 40 years. They have what you need to get the job done. Also brought to you by Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point, congratulating the Mineral Point Pointer boys basketball team on a great season, as that first one is good. For tune-ups, new tires, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point and H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscoville. Always on call, always the right call. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving Southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. First one good, second one no good there by Williams. 50% on that trip to the line. Potterton with the board, 41-23. Mineral Point leads. Lindsay out. Dempsey, corner three. Got it. And with that, Mineral Point has hit as many threes tonight as they did the first time around against the Arrows. They're at 9 made threes as a team here. Kaufman on the far wing. Up top, Schmitz into the lane. Scoops that one home. Brady Schmitz with the nifty finish there. That'll make it 44-25, Mineral Point. Wenhausen pulls up on the baseline and gets the two. Back the other way, Schmitz. Inside for Mack. Mack stolen away. Wenhausen weaving through the Arrow defense. Goes over to Ashelman. 1:45 to go here. Lindsay up top. Drives, spins, step back Jay, no good. Williams with the board. Mack on the perimeter. Now Williams, 1.5 to play. Into the post, and it's blocked by Potterton. Lindsay, Wenhausen, three ball, no good, and a foul on Dempsey. That'll be the 9th on Mineral Point. Brian Steffes Construction is your local Wick building dealer in Mineral Point, serving all of Southwest Wisconsin since 1996. But Wick Buildings are dreams, and Brian Steffes Construction's expertise to work for you. Doolittle's in Lancaster, like Doolittle's Eat and Eatery on Facebook for multiple daily lunch specials. Friends, meet and eat at Doolittle's on the Square in Lancaster, and Rural Mutual agents John Raggett and Deneen Dahl with Raggett & Dahl Insurance Group, tackling all of your farm, personal, business, and life insurance needs. Call them today at their office in Lancaster. Free throw, no good there. Bossert on the outside, 1 to play in the first supply first half. Dannenberg fakes with the right hand, leaves for Potterton, back out. Ashelman calls for it up top. He'll drive it inside and get two on the glass, and the foul. That's going to go on Dane Kaufman, his second, and an and one opportunity on the way for Ashelman. Free throw up and good by Ashelman. That one takes its time to rattle home. 49-25, Mineral Point, a 24-point lead, 45 seconds as the seconds tick away in the first supply first half. Mack in the lane, can't get two over Potterton. Wenhausen boards it, and Mineral Point will go for one final shot. Bytech Resource Management, a greener way. Bytech Resource Management of Monroe, and WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler, and WCC-brands.com. 20 seconds to play. Bossert up top to Ashelman. Down to 15. Ashelman with 10. Into the lane. Couldn't get the shot to go, but it's a foul on the Arrows, and Ashelman will get free throws with 5.1 ticks left on the clock. That's going to be the first on Brady Mack, and it's 2 on the way for Ashelman. Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors at Belmont, Prairie du Chien, and at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montford, and at Sloans.com. And Boz Electric. Call Brad Adrian, Josh Busher at Boss Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore. Krantz Auto Parts, your local hardware Hank and Napa dealer. See Rob Krantz and the crew. Krantz Auto Parts for full service repairs on cars and light trucks to Krantz Auto Parts of Fenimore. Ashelman no good on his first, does get his second to fall, so it's 50-25. 3 seconds to go. Williams fouled with 1.8. Is it a shooting foul? It's on Ashelman, which is his second. And it is. Free throws on the way. 2 of them for Taylor Williams. People's State Bank, for personal, home, business, and ag loans, visit one of their convenient area locations and visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC, Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control, over 40 years of professional friendly service in Donnie's Tire and Auto. Call the only hooker in town for 24-hour towing at 568-3014, 568-3014. Your home for excellent car care is Donnie's Tire and Auto in Dickeyville. First one good for Williams. Second one up and good as well. 2 on that trip. Inbound. Good if it goes from the half-court line, and it almost went. So after one, it's Mineral Point 50, Lancaster 27. We'll take a break. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Mineral Point at the half leads Lancaster 50-27 as they're shooting for 4 consecutive regional titles. Magnet Electric of Belmont can assist you with all your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at Magnet Electric are on call and ready to help you with all your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. Magnet Electric, Belmont, Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. Be sure to visit Ayers Furniture at AyersFurniture.com. And Claire Bank with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin is proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that, member FDIC and equal housing lender. The Magnet Electric halftime report presented by Magnet Electric. For all your electrical needs, call Magnet Electric of Belmont after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. This is the Magnet Electric halftime report presented by Magnet Electric in Belmont for all your electrical needs. 50-27, Mineral Point leads it here, and what a dominant half it's been. This one was tied 13-13 before Mineral Point switched things up. First time we have not seen them run the 1-3-1 in quite some time. They switched to a man defense look, went on a 14-0 run, and have since built that to as much as 25, currently sits at 23. Let's take a look at some stats to this point. First for Lancaster, Zach Hermsen has 6. It's 5 for Brady Schmitz. Dane Kaufman has 2. It's 8 for Taylor Williams, 2 for Brody Krubel, and 4 for Brady Mack. For Mineral Point, 15 for Jackson Wenhausen, 8 for Lindsay, 12 for Ashelman. Dannenberg's got 1, Potterton 2, and 12 for Dempsey. Those are the scoring numbers so far in this one. It's been all Mineral Point. Once they were able to switch things up defensively, they've gotten some better looks. They've been better on the boards. They have committed more fouls. Lindsay has 2, Ashelman has 2, Phillips has 2, Potterton, Dempsey, and Dannenberg all with 1. Compare that to just 2 on Kaufman and 1 apiece on Murphy, Williams, Krubel, and Mack. So that's certainly something else to keep our eye on. We'll take another break. The Mignet Electric Halftime Report continues after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Quibi Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back at 97.7 Country WGLR and the Creamy Radio Sports YouTube channel. As we wait for these two teams to take back to the court, let's talk keys to the second half. For Lancaster, they were able to beat that 1-3-1 for Mineral Point earlier. Now straight up man-on-man, struggling to deal with that in Mineral Point's height. They need to see if they can create mismatches and see if they can get some guys scoring the ball at a higher clip. Taylor Williams has been fairly quiet tonight. Zach Hermsen had the injury as well. Haven't seen a lot of Michael Murphy. He's still scoreless. And continue to attacking Mineral Point on the inside with all of the injuries with all the fouls rather, that they've been dealing with. Try and add more fouls to that line as we see Hermsen back on the court, still walking with a little limp, so don't know if we're gonna see him anymore, or at least for a little while here. Still hoping he get feeling right so we can play the second half of this one. For Mineral Point, just finishing on some of those transition opportunities, something that they usually don't struggle with, but they have on some cases tonight. Other than that, it's been pretty smooth sailing for Mineral Point. We'll take one more break. This has been the Mignet Electric Halftime Report. For all your electrical needs, Mignet Electric, Belmont. The second half after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Creamy Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Now a quick check in the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. As we talk scores in the area, at halftime, Darlington leads Cuba City 25-14. So a fairly close one down there, not a lot of offense. Platteville up on River Valley 39-25 at the half. It's North Crawford leading Potosi 29-23, and Royal leading Highland 29-24. Those are your updates on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. We're brought to you today by Richie and Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. Mount City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mount City Bank to apply offer subject to approval. Member FDIC equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience yourself the difference of Community First Bank. CFbank.com, member FDIC. Richie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. It'll be Mineral Point ball as we get underway in this second half of basketball.
Mineral Point ball to begin the second half.
Here's Ashelman over to Wenhausen. Wenhausen, baseline, rises up, can't get two. Phillips is going to be called for the foul on that loose ball. That is going to be number 3 on him.
32, Jacob Phillips is third. Team's first.
And our point leads this one 50-27. Here's Schmitz on the outside. Goes over to Bush. Williams takes the pull-up jumper deep. 2, got it. There's some of that offense that Lancaster needs if they want to get closer in this one. It's 50-29 after that one in favor of Mineral Point. Lindsay drives, can't get it to go with the left hand. Williams the other way. Kaufman rejected by Wenhausen. You can hear the volleyball swat on that one. 1 minute gone in this second half, still 50-29. Williams in the near corner takes the quick pull-up J, and it's good. Taylor Williams heating up here. That cuts the pointer lead to 19. Lindsay over to Ashelman. Ashelman doesn't have the lane there for Wenhausen, goes back out to Lindsay. Now Dannenberg drives, goes up, and gets the tough 2.
Tucker Dannenberg.
Down the floor comes Taylor Williams. He's the only arrow into double figures with 10. Into the lane, and the 2 with the left hand. Williams with 6 points to open the half. And it's 52-33, Mineral Point, almost 2 gone since our halftime break. Lindsay over to Dannenberg. Dannenberg accelerates and fouled. Free throws on the way. Rural Mutual agents John Raggett and Deneen Dahl with Raggett & Dahl Insurance Group, tackling all of your farm, personal, business, and life insurance needs. Call them today at their office in Lancaster and Doolittle's in Lancaster, like Doolittle's Pub and Eatery on Facebook for multiple daily lunch specials. Friends, meet and eat at Doolittle's on the square in Lancaster. That foul is going to go on Bush, his first. Dannenberg can't get the first free throw to fall. Second one up and good. Dannenberg 2 for 4 at the line tonight. It's 53-33, Mineral Point. Schmitz over to Williams. Now Bush on the far side wing. Tight D from Phillips there. Williams calls ISO here. Wants to go to work on Lindsay. He'll back things out to Schmitz. Williams. Now Murphy runs into his own guy and backs things out on the near side wing, and that one into the stands, poked out by Dannenberg. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscoville. Always on call, always the right call. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving Southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. Here's Schmitz with the left hand, works to his left, leaves for Murphy. Here's a 3-ball, and it's short. Rebound will fall to Schmitz. Inside, Bush. Back to Murphy. Now Kaufman. Backs things out, under 15 to go here. Leaves for Williams on the far side. Williams trying to spin inside. Backs out to Kaufman, gives him a screen. Kaufman tries to take it baseline. Murphy up top. Now Kaufman tries the corner 3, and it's good. That'll make it 53-36, Mineral Point. Lindsay over to Ashelman. Back to Lindsay. Lindsay inside. Phillips takes a dribble and goes up for 2. There's the first score of the game for Phillips to make it 55-36, Mineral Point, with under 14 to play. Kaufman trying to go to work on Dannenberg. Pickpocketed by Wenhausen. Wenhausen the other way. Over to Lindsay. His deep 3 is no good. Rebound collected by Ashelman. Now Wenhausen will drive. Can't get 2. Once again, Mineral Point can't finish on the inside. Back the other way, Kaufman kicks to Williams. He'll try for 3, and it's no good. Rebounded by Ashelman. Here he comes the other way. Ashelman for Lindsay on the baseline to Dannenberg. He'll try the 3. That one off the mark. Lindsay with the board and the 2 on the glass. There's an example of Mineral Point's height being just too much. The 6'5" Lindsay on the 5'11" Kaufman, and Kaufman just can't grab the rebound. It's 57-36 Mineral Point. We'll get a timeout by Coach Knapp and the Arrows. We'll stay here for this one. We'll tell you our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point. Congratulating the Mineral Point Pointer Boys basketball team on a great season. For tune-ups, new tires, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point. Brian Steffes Construction, your local WIC building dealer in Mineral Point, serving all of Southwest Wisconsin since 1996. For WIC Buildings, your dreams, and Brian Steffes Construction's expertise to work for you. Eggers Enterprise in Mineral Point, specializing in residential and commercial landscaping and hardscaping, now including lawn care and hydro seeding. They'll always exceed your expectations. Check them out on the web or Facebook and call Lane today. Farmers Implement in Mineral Point proudly supports Mineral Point Pointer basketball. At Farmers Implement in Mineral Point, service has been a tradition for over 40 years. They have what you need to get the job done. In Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Ivy's Construction is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Out of the timeout here. Here's Bush, now over to Murphy. Murphy drives it and gets the 2. There's the first score of the night for Michael Murphy. Phillips goes over to Ashelman. Wenhausen, back to Ashelman. Lindsay inside. Dempsey makes a guy miss, and he travels. Schneidl's Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidl's Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque when you are ready. Bryant's Auto Body and Paint. The pros at Bryant's get the job done right. For unexpected things or major repair projects, head to Bryant's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. 57-38 Mineral Point. 6 minutes gone in our second half. Here's Kaufman, works his way over to the middle. Now Williams trying to go baseline, double comes. There's a 3-ball. That's off the mark from Mack. Lindsay with the rebound. Up ahead to Wenhausen. He'll work his way, spinning inside, finds Potterton, and there's 2 for Atlee Potterton. Russell, Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team. Dempsey steals that one and gets 2 there. Back the other way. Schmitz inside, can't get the two. Mack with the rebound. Stolen away by Dempsey into the hands of Wenhausen. 61-38 Mineral Point and a foul on Michael Murphy, his second. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stokel, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here in Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Ashelman gets the finger roll to go on the inside for two, and it's 63-38 Mineral Point. Wenhausen steals it and throws it off on Timmerman. Russell Law Offices here to assist you as a local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Here's Lindsay up ahead for Mineral Point. Wenhausen for three, no good. Rebounded by Williams. Back the other way for the Arrows. Williams from the free throw line airmails the two. Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. Lindsay works to his left. Dempsey will go for the two, and it falls. Now 65-38. Mineral Point with the lead here. Back the other way, and this one out of bounds. It's going to be Lancaster ball. Here's the inbound to Murphy. Murphy near the free throw line, backs it out to Kaufman. Kaufman up top with 10 to play in this regional final. Dempsey gets called for the blocking foul. That's going to be his third. Quick check on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. It's Darlington 29, Cuba City 23. The winner of that one will play the winner of this one in Lancaster next Thursday. Here's the deep three from Murphy. That one airmailed out of bounds. Mineral Point ball. Here's the inbound to Ashelman. Lindsay taking it up for Mineral Point. He goes to Dempsey in the near corner. Dempsey, Lindsay. Inside, Dempsey takes a couple dribbles, goes up, and can't get it to go, but a foul will send it to the line for two. That'll be the second on Mack. Dempsey good on one. Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. One more on the way for Dempsey, and that one no good. Rebound to Williams, 66-38. Mineral Point leads this one by 28 with 9.5 to go. Krubel up top with the right hand. Over to Williams on the baseline. Williams runs into a brick wall and loses it. Lindsay going the other way. Into the lane. Euro steps. Can't get the two. Can't get the putback, and the rebound goes to Lancaster, but a travel will give it right back to the Pointers. Lindsay into Phillips up top. Lindsay, Wenhausen, catch and shoot three from the corner, too strong. Ashelman with the board, spins inside, gets the two, count it, and the foul. That's the first foul on Timmerman, and Ashelman will get one more. Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. And one opportunity no good for Ashelman. 68-38, Mineral Point leads this one. Under 9 to play. Krubel backs it out. Krubel tries to scoop that one in. He can't get it to fall. Mineral Point with the ball going the other way. Now Ashelman over to Lindsay. Lindsay to Dempsey. Lindsay sees a lane in the post, kicks to Wenhausen. He'll try the three, and good! And a timeout by Coach Knapp and the Arrows. 71-38, Mineral Point leads. We're back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Creamy Radio Sports YouTube channel.
What events at this time, we would like to congratulate the Mineral Point Wrestling Team on their 13th team state title.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Creamy Radio Sports YouTube channel. Under 8 to go here in Mineral Point. The Pointers in command, going for their 4th straight regional title. Krubel can't get the mid-range shot to go. 71-38 Mineral Point. Ashelman will walk it up for Mineral Point. Dempsey over to Lindsay. Lindsay backs it out. Over to Dempsey in the near side corner. Dempsey trying to circle it inside, and off balance gets the 2 to go. What a talented scorer Keaton Dempsey is. 73-38 Mineral Point. Here's Kaufman up top over to Schmitz. Schmitz into the lane, blocked by Wenhausen. Ashelman the other way will slow things down for Mineral Point. Switches hands to his left over to Wenhausen. Now Ashelman. Lindsay. Backs things out. Dempsey on the inside, kicks out. Lindsay, extra pass in Mineral Point. Really not going to take a shot here unless they get an open one. Dempsey thought he did, but could not connect. Back the other way, Murphy takes a step back 3, and it's short. The board falls to Lindsay. Six minutes to play here, 73-38. Mineral Point leads it. Lindsay taking his time on the perimeter. Up to Wenhausen. Wenhausen. Turnover. Krubel fires it to Kaufman. He'll try for 3. No good. Rebound thrown into Phillips' hands. And this one getting kind of chippy. We'll get a foul on Williams. That's going to be his second. Brought to you tonight by Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. Here's Ashelman. And a foul on the Arrows. Gonna go on Kaufman. It's Kaufman's third. 73-38 Mineral Point, 5.5 to play in this one. Ashelman into the lane, elevates. Looks like he was bear hugged, no call. Back the other way. Williams takes a step, goes out to Schmitz. Schmitz poked into the hands of Bush. Bush into the hands of Dempsey. Dempsey the other way. Euro steps in the lane for two. 75-38. Mineral Point's up by 37. Schmitz will try the step back three. That one in and out, and Kaufman commits the foul. That's 4 on Kaufman. And with that foul, Mineral Point will head to the line, and it looks like the Pointers going to start emptying their bench here at the under 5. Wenhausen will get 1 and 1. Front end no good. Rebound popped out to Potterton, and Mineral Point controls this one up top. Wenhausen to Ashelman. Back to Wenhausen. Folks, will tell you, as Mineral Point's closing in on this would be their 4th straight regional championship, which has never been done before. They won back-to-back championships in 34 and 35, 73 and 74, 87 and 88, and 14-15. This year has been the first time Mineral Point has ever won 3 straight, and now going for 4 straight here tonight. It's been wins over Cuba City, Bangor, and soon to be Lancaster twice, as Dempsey is fouled, and we'll get 2 after that first one goes in. Schmitz commits the foul. It's going to be the 17th regional championship in program history. Krubel will return for the Arrows. And both good by Dempsey. And Mineral Point looks to their bench now. Rip, Finley, Bossert, Schrader, and Lee out there for Mineral Point. Krubel, Williams, Schmitz, Mack, and Timmerman for the Arrows. Krubel to his right, trying to work it inside. Now going back out to Schmitz with under 3 to play. Schmitz with the left hand into the lane is good for 2. Here comes Finley the other way. Over to Hudson Schrader. Schrader leaves for Bossert. Bossert into the lane. Rejected there by Mack. Rebound falls to Lee. Schrader will try it again. That time it's good for 2. Into the lane, the 2 no good there by Williams, and we'll get a substitution timeout here. We'll bring Brett Bossert out and Torrin Vomstead in. Aiden Wilson will check in for the Arrows. Inbound here to Finley, out to Vomstead. Schrader can't get the 2 to go. Mack to Krubel, and Krubel back the other way. Inside, that shot good there by Mack.
Good. Number 4,000, number 20, Hudson Schrader hits first.
That's the first foul on Schrader.
Number 22, Lucas Weber. At the line for Lancaster, Pregame, shoot block.
(79-43). The Mineral Point lead. Here's Finley on the outside with 2.5 to play as the Mineral Point wrestling team stands in the hallway with that D3 state championship trophy in hand, watching on. Schrader inside, gets the 2 to go.
Hudson Schrader.
Krubel wants the screen from Mack, looks inside to Mack. And Mack is blocked by Lee.
Checking in for Lancaster, number 21, Alex Gruber. In for the Pointers, number 15, Keegan Winger.
In the corner, here's Wilson. He'll try the 3 ball. That one short, Lee with the board. Here's Lee inside, out to Rip. 1:47 to go. It's 81-43 Mineral Point. Rip with the left hand. Over to Lee. Lee with the right hand. Good, counted, and the foul. That's going to be the second foul on Krubel.
Entering for Lancaster, number 24, Tracy Fishman. At the line for the Pointers, Riley Lee, attempting the three-point play.
Free throw no good. Krubel takes it up the floor. Get a foul here. That's going to be the first on Winger. Now Wyatt Pete and Carson Schrader into the game. This one out of bounds. Last touch by Lee as Gruber throws it off of him. 83-43 Mineral Point as the clock ticks down. About a minute to go. Inbound up top goes to Gruber. Gruber tries the 3, and that's no good. Vomstead the board. Pete poked away out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pointers as the seconds begin to tick away. Don't go with us, folks. After this, we'll have the Edward Jones Reeds Wealth Management post-game show and present the regional championship plaque for the 4th year in a row to the Mineral Point Pointers. Lee outside to Pete. Lee to Pete. He leaves for Carson Schrader. Schrader, Pete, 3 ball, up, no good. And Mineral Point will hold this one out. Your final score here, Mineral Point is your 4-time straight regional champions, 83-43. They take down the Arrows. We'll take a break here. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
83, Lancaster 43.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as Mineral Point High School Athletic Director presents the regional championship plaque to Mineral Point, your 4th straight regional champions. We'll take another break as Mineral Point with the 83-43 win. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. It's an 83-43 win for Mineral Point, your regional champions. We'll take one more break. The Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management postgame show after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR on the Quiddy Radio Sports YouTube channel, and an 83-43 win for Mineral Point. They will play for a sectional championship spot, an opportunity at that game in the sectional semifinal next Thursday in Lancaster. Let's take a look at the scoring here tonight. First for the Arrows, Zach Hermson finishes with 6. He didn't play the second half due to injury. Brady Schmitz has 7. Dane Kaufman puts up 5. It's 2 for Michael Murphy. 14 for Taylor Williams, 2 for Brody Krubel, and 7 for Brady Mack. And for the Mineral Point Pointers, taking a look at their scoring stats, Brylan Lee has 2, 18 for Jackson Wenhausen, 10 for Eli Lindsay, 16 for Drew Ashelman, 4 for Tucker Dannenberg. Hudson Schrader has 4. $23 for Keaton Dempsey. He led Mineral Point in scoring. 4 for Potterton, and 2 for Phillips. We'll take a check now on the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the large independent shoe store in the Midwest, where right now it's 64-42. Darlington really picked up that scoring in the second half, and they will likely be facing Mineral Point in the sectional semifinals. Same teams, same venue, same occasion as last year. It's going to be packed in that gym. Absolutely packed, and it's going to be a fantastic environment in that one. We'll take another break here and talk about what we've got coming up next on our Quebe Radio family of station over the next couple of days. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Quebe Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Quebe Radio Sports YouTube channel. A lot of celebration here in Mineral Point tonight. The Pointers have won their 13th Team State Wrestling Championship. It's their 27th Team State Championship in all sports in school history. It's their 17th regional championship in boys basketball, and the first time that they've won 4 in a row. It's an 83-43 win over Lancaster. Let's take a look at what we've got coming up over the next. Or first, I guess, let's take a look on the Shoebox scoreboard. That's presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Royal and Highland are tied 50-50 heading into halftime, or heading into overtime rather, my apologies. Platteville's up on River Valley 61-46 with 5 minutes to go in that one. North Crawford leads Potosi 50-41 with 5 minutes to go in that one. Those are the only scores we've got. And on the next couple days on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations, things really winding down. In high school sports here in Wisconsin, at least the sports that we have in our area, wrestling after today is done. Gymnastics is done as well. That just leaves basketball. We'll cover Belmont and Cuba City at the state tournament in girls basketball at the Resch Center next Thursday on one of our Queen Bee Radio stations. Additionally, we'll have our sectional semifinal boys basketball games on Thursday next week, and the sectional finals on Saturday. Well, that'll do it here tonight. Thanks to Chris Carr and the staff at Mineral Point High School for having us tonight. It's always a pleasure. Thanks to our sponsors who make our broadcast possible, and thanks to you for tuning in to tonight's game. The preceding has been a Queen Bee Radio sports presentation of Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank High School Regional Final boys basketball, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Powered in the postseason by Tim Slack Auction and Realty and H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. On 97.7 Country, WGLR FM Lancaster, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. From the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, I'm Matthew Ganinin as Mineral Point defeats Lancaster by 40, 83-43 your final. Next week, it's girls basketball state and boys basketball sectionals on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. Signing off for the third and final time today, this time for Mineral Point.